Well, happy day, and I'm back. I'm so excited to be here for another wonderful year of cooking with AARP. I am Chris Van Bloom, owner of the Empty Nest Kitchen, and today I've got a quickie, shorty, itty bitty little demo to show you on how to make a quick, tasty dinner in no time at all. So, what I want to show you today is a crispy gnocchi recipe that I have been obsessing because I have never met a carbohydrate I did not love. But one of the things that happens as our nest empties, we are really getting focused in on smaller cooking, right? Cooking for a smaller group. It could just be you, it could be you and a partner. Who knows? It could be you and a friend. I always say that I'm going to live in a tiny house community with my friends and 9 dogs at some point in my life. But if you're just cooking for a couple of people, this is such a good recipe for you. And it's really easy to pull together. Now, I have got some shelf stable gnocchi. And if you've never heard of a gnocchi, it's really just a little potato dumpling that's used in Italian cooking. They're easy to find. You can make them yourself. They're delicious. They can be a little finicky if you're making them, but you can snag a shelf stable container of these and just have it in your cupboard. I love this. Let me tell you what I've got. I very carefully sliced it open. Excuse me, before you all got here. And what I'm doing is instead of having some simmering, never boiling, but some simmering water going to cook my gnocchi until they float and do the thing, I'm going to do it on a sheet pan. And yes, these take, oh, I don't know, maybe half an hour, maybe even 40 minutes in the oven, but it is almost all hands off time. So I never mind when it's the winter and I'm looking for something that's got a little more richness to it, like a little more heft to it to get me through these colder days. I never mind if it takes a little longer as long as it's not active cooking. So I had some tomatoes laying around, and what I'm going to do is just take the little gnocchis and I want to get them coated in a little bit of olive oil. And if you have ever seen one of my classes, you know I'm a big fan of kind of Mediterranean diet cooking, where we're using lots of olive oil and really Mediterranean focused ingredients. Now I'm going to do a very light pinch of salt there. I have a friend visiting from out of town, and she has been on me with the salt. So I'm trying to cut salt back and a little bit of pepper. Give those a little doo-doo-doo. And again, if you are not getting yourself a super heat pan, you are missing out. You can get these really easily, but this is a perfect size for cooking for a smaller group. Woo! I'm getting a new oven today. Very exciting stuff. It's almost like I knew what I was doing here. All right, check it out. So we're going to put those in, and I've got the convection oven going, and a convection oven means there's a fan spinning in the back of the oven. You're always going to drop your temperature by 25 degrees if you're using convection, yes, even for baking. And these were in there, because I use convection, about 25 minutes. And they are crisp, and those tomatoes broke down. Now, we'll see, this is probably going to beep at me. I got a new induction stove, and it is a whole new learning curve. All right, while those are in the oven, forget the magic of video here, we're going to get a little bit of fresh spinach. And this is where I love this, because I'm just giving it, it's baby spinach. I wouldn't have to do anything. I thought I'd give it a little slice on it. Da-da-da. Pop that in there. And then I have a shallot. Now, if you're super into garlic, you can always smash up a garlic clove, mince it. I love shallots. So I'm going to do this one. And I always say they're like the city mouse to an onion's country mouse, and nobody understands what I'm saying. So listen, while I'm doing this, I wanted to let you know that this Saturday, February 1st, can you believe we're almost done with January? Thank goodness. I am hosting, thanks to the lovely, wonderful folks at AARP Maryland, I am hosting a cooking class, totally free, baby. And we're going to do a chicken dish and an orzo pilaf that is so darn good, and my Cheater's chocolate mousse. I love it. It's so yummy. But it's totally free. We're going to look at that. We've got the link right there. You can register. We, I think, have just under 500 people registered. And let me tell you, if you have not ever been, first of all, grab the bunny slippers, grab your best friend, have them come over, sit around, drink some coffee, drink some mimosas, do what makes you feel good. And you're going to sit and we're going to have a great time together. It's pretty funny because the group, I teach a lot of classes, and let me tell you that the groups from AARP are the craziest. So it's so much fun. The chat goes a million miles an hour. And like I said, this is something that's totally sponsored by the lovely folks at AARP Maryland. They're so great. So you should sign up. It's at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And we do have folks from all over the country come in, which is great. All right, now check this out. I minced that shallot, and I did the whole thing because I'm an onion girl. And then I'm going to take another pinch of salt because salt is going to help me as I get in here and kind of break down my spinach. Now, I know that sounds funny, but I'm just getting a little love, a little textural love there. And I'm going to take, ooh, that shallot got me. I'm going to take my hot gnocchi and scrape that right in there. I know, is this the greatest? Now, if you want to get really fancy and you're like, no way, Chris, I want to saute that spinach. I want to get really, Francis, I'm having Francis here. Francis comes to a lot of the classes. I'm so excited. I looked up. So what happens is the hot gnocchi is going to help break down the spinach. All right, let me just tell you that was a shallot of note. Holy bananas. Woo. In cooking school, they used to tell us, we would say, how can we get it so that our onions don't smell or we don't cry? And they said, sharp knife, cut fast. And that was it. That was the only piece of advice they had for us. So I like Cheryl's in. Cheryl, you guys remembered that we have this demo today. I'm so excited. Oh, all right. So as this goes, and I'm going to end up throwing the other ones in here before I eat, it's going to wilt it down. So it's almost like you're getting sort of a crispy, crunchy spinach with a soft spinach with the crispity, crunchy gnocchi with the tomato, and that tomato has a little bit of acid to it. You don't even have to do tomato. Like, what do you love? Are you a broccoli person? Right? But if you're a broccoli person, you could take some broccoli, make it into bite-sized florets, and toss that on instead of the tomatoes. Now, I thought maybe some parm would be good. And listen, life is too short to eat cheap parm. So do yourself a favor, buy the Parmigiano Reggiano. I know you're going to say, Chris, it's $15, it's $20 a pound. I know, I understand, but you don't need a ton of it. And as we're trying to eat a little more healthfully, I mean, we're not going crazy, but as we're trying to eat a little more healthfully, each ingredient having a little more sizzle, a little more bang for our buck, it's the way to go. And Parmesan has that deep umami flavor that I know you've heard of, and that brings a lot to the plate. Now, I'm not going to salt because I put that little pinch. I want you to know that pinch of salt probably was not even a quarter teaspoon, but I put that little pinch of salt in there. And then the parm has salt to it as well, which is kind of cool, I think. Ooh. Now, let's grab a bite. Can you believe that? Oh, thank you, Francis. So here's the thing. I know we're talking about a decent amount of time in the oven at like 30 minutes. I get that. But again, if you want to toss it partway between, you can totally do that. You can make this so quickly. It's so easy. And look at the spinach. I want a little spinach crazy today because I need vegetables. I got to keep my strength up. Every day is a new battle, right? So we're going to get in there, give it a taste. Francis, I wish you were here to give it a try with me. All right. Mm. Mm. I don't know if you know, I'm an excellent cook. So that is, holy bananas, that is so good. Mm, that is such a good, easy dinner. And you've got your salad in your main dish. I think you are going to love this. Now, I will get this recipe popped up on the website. But what I want you to do, if you are not like Francis and you haven't been registered forever, I want you to register for Saturday's class. And remember, we always have a class the first Saturday of the month, 11 a.m. Eastern time. It is going to be delicious, and I can't wait to see you. That's it for me today. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you on Saturday.